Welcome back to America Right Now. I'm Tom Basile. For years, artificial intelligence has been an idea that kind of existed only in science fiction. But as technology has advanced, so has the potential for AI to become a reality, one that is causing concern and alarm over the implications for society. It's a double whammy for Americans already losing their privacy to predatory big tech companies, and now perhaps maybe even their jobs and even more of their personal data. President Biden says he and big tech giants are working on protections, but should we be trusting the government and these companies to actually do that? Joining us now, tech industry executive, CEO of Holo Sail Technologies and Haven Secure Online Products, Johnny Walker. Also joining us, research associate at the Heritage Foundation Tech Policy Center, Jake Denton. Good to see you both, gentlemen. Jake, I want to go to you first. Jake, we've been hearing a lot about how AI is going to revolutionize our lives, but I'm not sure I want my life revolutionized this way. The tech sector says it can prevent machine learning from going all Terminator on us. What are your thoughts on the fact that the Biden administration is pulling together this tech team?
Yeah, it's something that absolutely needs to be done. And I think your reaction is absolutely correct. Americans across the country aren't too sure they want their lives revolutionized by these tech companies that have already proven themselves to not be, acting in our best interests. And so this is a natural reaction. And, ultimately, we need a group of people that are considering these sci-fi scenarios and trying to prevent that from happening. But at the end of the day, we need to have a very hard conversation here about what our future looks like. And, frankly, we're not very comfortable with this current administration's ability to give us a great future.
Let's talk. Let's take a listen to what some of these companies were talking about. They did meet this week to talk about safeguards brokered by the Biden administration. This is what the president had to say on artificial intelligence the other day.
In the weeks ahead, I'm going to continue to take executive action to help America lead the way toward responsible innovation. And we're going to work with both parties to develop appropriate legislation and regulation. I'm pleased that Leader Schumer and Leader Jeffries and others in the Congress are making this a top bipartisan priority.
Johnny, I want to go to you on the issue of trust. Should we really be trusting these folks? And let's use Meta's new social media platform, Threads, which is already seeing a significant drop-off, by the way. There's a duplicitousness here on the part of Meta because they're now harvesting even more of your information and selling it. Tell us why people should be concerned.
We should definitely be concerned. Number one, it's not a swamp, it's an ocean. The only way that you can't drain an ocean, you have to sail above it. Threads, for example, Meta, you have to have an Instagram account. So they already know we've come off of this COVID experience. Everybody's been interacting online. All of your data is there. All of your connections are there. All of your even your bank account information sometimes is there. Your purchases, your health records.
Health records. Yeah.
The list is endless. Now the scariest part is that this does not just affect you. So the American people have to realize, out of convenience, hey, I just clicked this button, I agree. You didn't just expose yourself. Now you've exposed all your contacts. You expose your grandma, your friends, your family. Anything you post, if it is connected to them, it also exposes them and their data and their privacy.
Yeah.
It's very concerning. So I think the number one thing is that we as Americans need to take our personal responsibility.
Yeah, and I think that people are starting to finally push back against this, guys. Jake, what do we do here? Because there is this well-earned lack of trust between the government and these tech firms and the American people. Is this a Washington can solve it thing? Or, as Johnny says, is this more about personal responsibility?
Well, at the end of the day, our leaders need to make tech policy a top priority. For a long time, they've been very comfortable going to their districts, giving a stump speech, talking about how they're going to hold big tech accountable and put their constituents first in Washington. But then they get back here and they're beholden to industry. They just go along with the talking points from Silicon Valley. And these same consumer concerns, whether it be data privacy or just broader intrusions into your daily life, are left unanswered. And so ultimately, they need to put the money where their mouth is and really just actually do something here. We don't even have data privacy legislation. We've basically missed the foundational level. And we're just chasing, the issue of the week, and nothing ever gets done.
So, Johnny, that's one piece of it, right? That's the regulatory piece of it. But what else, do we need to be doing here?
We need to be making technologies that are AI agnostic, meaning they aren't affected by the AI. For example, AI doomsday scenario. Do you really think Iran and China are going to listen to what our legislation has to say?
Right, exactly.
They're not. They're going to continue. So all it's going to do is put the smaller firms, the smaller technology companies in the United States at a disadvantage. The larger ones, obviously, they'll say they're going to go along with all these policies. But either way, we literally were just hacked by China, a major hack to our federal government.
I want to talk about that for a second, but I want to get back to this idea of sort of flying above the water, as you said earlier in the segment. What kind of technology are we talking about here?
Well, our company, Holo Sail Technologies, we've made a technology that basically is AI agnostic, which means that everybody has their own safety deposit box, and it's your data. You can only get access to that data if you have dual authentication keys to that data, and it's all more than double encrypted.
And because we don't have that now, Microsoft, and this is what you were talking about, Microsoft recently was hacked by a Chinese-linked group that squirreled into the State Department, the Commerce Department, even a member of the president's cabinet. And that's the kind of thing that we don't have right now to protect us from China or from AI, for that matter.
We have it. It's tested. It works. It's live. It's just a matter of will the elites allow it to be used.
So this is technology that's out there already.
It exists. We've built it. It's tested. We've.
Jake, I want to give you the last word here on what we need to do to try to address these vulnerabilities that clearly we have. And Johnny makes a very important point. We can, the Biden can say whatever he wants to say. Xi Jinping is going to have another agenda. The mullahs are going to have another agenda using this technology.
Yeah, ultimately, this just comes back to modernizing our government. We digitized at a rate that far exceeded our ability to install these proper security mechanisms. And so, as Johnny noted, these tools actually exist out there. We've just chosen not to adopt them. And so as we continue to use these systems to send very sensitive information, we need to make sure that, the cutting edge technology for security is being used so that America's secrets are kept safe.
All right, we're going to leave it there, but we know that we're going to be talking to the two of you about this, much more as we move on with this. Johnny Walker of Haven and Holo Sail Technologies and Jake Denton of the Heritage Foundation. Thank you both.
Thanks.
Thank you.